Well, all right. I will give everybody time to show up, of course. So, yeah, just got done posting up everything. So let's give folks a little bit to show up. What is up? Looks like you joined.
Well, why wouldn't I?
You made it in like literally right as we got it, dude. Holy crap. So tonight's pay-per-view, I might have to change the grade here in post-production, but
See, I feel like you and I have completely different views on this show.
you might be right.
Because I have a feeling you thought it was a good show and it broke the Fastlane curse.
I'm gonna go with my good buddy Del X-Man on this and actually say it was the best WWE main roster pay-per-view so far. And here's why.
That doesn't take that great of a show because they've been pretty funky lately.
By the way, folks, like the video. I don't know if you guys were on that earlier, but make sure you're liking the video.
Helps us pop up in people's recommendeds and such.
That even means going back and liking the other one. Be sure you guys do that. That was an hour and 14 minutes we gave to you guys. Get back to it. So,
to be fair,
as we went
was
over,
only here an hour of it.
Oh, so you didn't watch all of Fastlane, did you?
No, I meant during the first hour and 14 that we did. To be fair, I was only here for an hour.
The gaming news is when he hopped off, but I know you'll catch that here once we make it to post production. But before we get into the show, we gotta go over the rules for every new episode. If you're new to the channel, you can, of course, help us out by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Follow us on the social medias. All that's in the description below. If you want to help out our channel as well, you can do a couple of things. You can donate on PayPal, Patreon, or get some merchandise from the Teespring store. That is all in the description box below. Or you can do it through Streamlabs. It's however you feel comfortable with. Every little bit goes a long way in helping us out, getting more going for this channel. So, yeah, all those links. And I think that's the fastest I've gotten through that. Follow the Twitch as well for the live gameplays and stuff like that. Like I said, all of that will be in the description box below. And so I was doing something different tonight, setting up this episode. I was actually typing out the results in the description box as it was going so I could make that last update before we went live. And, of course, go live. We go live after I get all the advertisements out. I'm thinking about just cutting to advertising on my fan page and on Twitter. So, if you folks are not following me on Twitter or my fan page, then I strongly encourage you to do so. Because if I decide to do that, well, one, that's less for me to do. That's less that I have to do. And two, well, I mean, it means we can get to this faster. Instead of taking like 5 minutes, or so to advertise in like 10 pages or more or less. And
honestly, that's why I've stopped advertising my stuff when I come in, to be honest.
You got to advertise, though, man. And I'm actually about to do something funny.
Oh, Lord.
See, I did something the other night, okay? I actually signed up for Reddit. And Reddit is actually a place where you can go to basically showcase your content. And when you go in there, you can advertise your channel. There are a lot of users online, so you know exactly what you're in. And I'm actually trying to look right now and see what's going on here. Yeah, okay. It is very crazy to actually follow up on here. But let's see if I can get it. Okay. All right. Now, how on earth does one post here? Okay. Here's some information on how Reddit works. Okay.
While you are doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and give my thoughts on the pay-per-view. Here's
Go
something
ahead.
you don't agree with, just wait until you're done doing what you're doing and then give me your point of view.
Oh my lord. How do I even do this? Oh, okay. Okay, here we go.
So Del X-Man said it was the best main roster pay-per-view of the year, right?
Yeah.
First of all, we've had 3 pay-per-views this year. A little early to say that. Second, Rumble was better than this. Elimination Chamber was better than this. If we look purely at matches, had to have interference for them to work.
Okay.
Both of the main roster pay-per-views that we've had this year have been better than Fastlane. So I'm going to do my best, Bret Hart, here and give you my honest opinion. 4 out of 10.
Uh-huh. That is very interesting.
That's right. That's right. That's right, folks. Havoc Ventures has come back to review with a vengeance.
Well, hey, there it goes. Okay, I think I got it to work. I don't know. So basically, I might end up downloading the Reddit app because Reddit is. What is up, Grizz? Welcome to the chat, man. So basically, here's what I'll say for Reddit, and I will shout it out a lot more if it works. Reddit is supposedly a big platform where you can go to advertise your content and reach a lot of users. Apparently, people have been encouraged to actually sign up for Reddit. And in my research of doing that, I decided the other night, after the whole events of maybe YouTube finally noticed me and they just don't give a flying hoot, I decided to go nuclear and sign up for Reddit. Because I am determined to get this channel to stardom.
Okay.
Because I'm not no lazy farmer in the Dale, boy. Oh, God. Okay.
You know, every time somebody sings that now, I do that, whether it's you or not. I have a 13-year-old brother who's nonverbal autistic, and he sings that song sometimes. One time he does it, and we're in front of my parents, and they go, I don't get why you're doing that, but if it's got something to do with the fact that Brock Lesnar is a legitimate farmer, that's hilarious.
They figured it out with the lucky guess. How great.
Got something to do with the fact that Lesnar's a farmer, that's hilarious. So,
Right,
I'm going to ask
I'm reading the chat. Johnny Gat says, ha, Lesnar's the favorite farmer.
I'm going to ask you a question that was posed to me by one of my friends. What did this show do to sell you on WrestleMania? Say you had only the 1 month trial and planned on canceling. What did this show do to sell you on WrestleMania? And be straightforward.
I'll tell you after this next chat that just came in. Harris Hero says, I second that. Hashtag Farmer Lesnar into Dell. Please tell me you caught that clip I sent you last night.
I did.
You
I
watched
was
it?
actually, dude, I told you I had a chick over at my place, but I watched it while she was asleep.
He played the image of Brock and Farmer in the Dell.
Fire in the Dell. The fire in the Dell.
I died. I was like, this is the best thing. This is like the best Lesnar meme I think somebody's ever come up with.
Next to the screaming meme of Lesnar, the one where he's got a pin in the armbar and it's No, the one where Lesnar has Finn in the armbar. He starts screaming like that screaming cowboy song.
Now you can combine them to make the ultimate meme of Brock.
Screaming Farmer Lesnar.
Screaming Farmer Lesnar. Yes. You already got the masterpiece called down. So I remembered what the pre-show was, and it actually...
There's 2 matches on the pre-show.
Okay, what was the second match on the pre-show? Because I only got one. I'm going to have to put that in post-production now. Thank you for that.
Which match did you put down from the pre-show? New Day and Rusev match?
Yeah, that was literally the only match I saw when I was clipping through.
Well, then it must have only been one. They must have moved Mysterio almost to another match. They did.
Mysterio and Almas.
Joe.
No, I will get to that because Mysterio and Almas didn't quite. It wasn't quite Mysterio and Almas. It was better. But I'll tell you what happened. Let's go ahead and run down the show, okay?
Okay.
Because for once, the kickoff show actually meant something tonight. What? A match in a kickoff show meaning something? What have we stumbled into?
Crack? Is that what you smoke? Smoke crack?
What the hell have we smoked? What the hell is WWE smoking? Jeff Jarrett was all over this pay-per-view, and you know what? I'm not mad at it. But you know what that means, Corbin? Assume Jeff Jarrett position. So, the kickoff match, Big E and Xavier Woods defeated Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. And apparently, Big E was going on a suplex spree and suplexing Naki all over the place. So, day one, I gave that a B because I'm down for a good Big E suplex craze. That's fine. And
we have a new mayor of Suplex City. That is the question.
Will it be? Nah, he's their Black Chef Delicious Chocolate. Because Big E's got the look of Chef in his eyes. I'm gonna make love to you, woman. Right next door to the farm.
Hang on. Just
I keep corpsing myself today.
I'm gonna corpse you real quick. Lesnar runs into Sable. Big E just slides up. He's gonna make love to you, woman.
Yes. So much, yes.
Yes, that was worth it.
Well, these two.
Well, I mean,
these two have been absolute bangers today. You folks are crazy if you do not subscribe to this channel. I'm telling you.
I don't know if you remember Unforgiven 99 where Sable did the thing with the handprints. The rumor has it somewhere at a college in Minnesota, Brock Lesnar looked up and had an epiphany that he needed to change career paths.
Let's. Oh, mama, let's see. Okay, I'm going to become a wrestler, and then I'm going to retire to the farm.
And then I'm going to retire to the UFC.
And then I'm going to go back.
And then I'm going to go back to wrestling.
And then I'm going to go back to my farm and my beautiful, hot, smoking hot wife. Mm-hmm.
That was incredibly hot in the fucking... It was incredibly hot in the fucking 90s, and looks like an elderly crack addict now. Mm-hmm.
No, they will kill her. Something. She was able to keep Brock, so Brock sees something.
Brock is dumber than a bag of dicks.
No, Brock sees that farm. Hey,
There you
wait,
go.
let me quote Kenny Chesney. Brock Lesnar sees that farm in a yard full of kids. And one more teeny weeny ride before he takes her home. Brock Lesnar thinks his tractor's sexy. He's the farmer in the dale. Okay, I'm done. I'm done abridging Kenny Chesney. I think if Kenny Chesney did that, he might either grow to sudden urge to check out Brock Lesnar or grow to sudden urge to kill himself. And I like Kenny Chesney, and I don't want to do that to him. So, we're gonna move on to the opening match of Fastlane, if you will, which we actually live reacted to. I don't know if I gave you guys a letter grade on it. I personally gave it a B. And with me being the ever-loving faction leader, well, yeah, being simple-minded and stuff as well, I'm leaving my letter grades in. I gave up. No, but, it was actually okay. It was actually good. And the Miz turning on, or not the Miz being
Shane turning on the Miz.
Turned on, rather. Shane McMahon turning on the Miz was a genuine, I guess you could say it was a genuine and non-genuine shock at the same time, because everybody kind of sort of
We knew
it would be.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
here's what I'm getting at. Okay, all right, you listening? Okay.
Yep.
So everybody pretty much kind of predicted, because Miz is kind of like a babyface. Okay, everybody kind of, they saw Shane McMahon doing the turn, because Shane McMahon's practically been a face since he's returned. So they figured, okay, maybe they're going to do it. But as things went onward, we all kind of started thinking, oh, well, maybe we're going to get Vince Russo swerved, and it's going to be Miz turning heel again. And no more babyface Miz for ever. Or whatever. But no, turns out we were wrong and re-swerved back into the direction that we thought it was, and it was Shane McMahon turning on the Miz. So, in essence, yes, I'm saying WWE did good.
Honestly,
I would have loved to hold those titles for like 3 months.
There's two matches that I thought were. There's two matches on this show that I thought were decent, and one of them is for the pure comedy moment of an Uso getting drop kicked in the clamp hammer.
That alone warranted my grade. That alone warranted my grade. I hope the audio is good for this podcast, folks. If not, I will bring back the headset or the earbuds, if you will. If the audio is not too good, then I will. I'll bring that back, because that can provide, clear voiceover.
I tell you now, you sound fine on my end.
See, we sound fine on the call, but whether it translates to video or not, that's going to be the question. Which means I'll have to, watch a little bit in post-production. It's fine with me, I guess. I just, sometimes we have a tendency to wing it on the Deadly Saints podcast.
Some things happened tonight that made me question what the fuck the writing team is smoking. In fact, as I've got one coin only stream on one side of my screen and Fastlane on another, I'm watching this go down and I'm like, are they on crack?
I'm telling you, Jeff Jarrett was leading this army. And we also have like a Biz, Shane Helm. I mean, we got
Don't forget don't forget the original player from the Himalayas, Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah, Sanjay Dutt too. I mean, we got a crazy lineup for a writing team now, which could mean some very good things. But because WWE has been in such a mediocre state to even terrible at times, and yes, I'm talking about the main what God dog Triple H has created in the glorious NXT. I dare not mention that in the same breath as the main roster.
Not to mention the glorious NXT UK.
That when we get a good to great or even A plus worthy show from the main roster, we're gonna think we stepped into some type of different world because it's been shoved down our throats for so long that we're just thinking mediocre. And that way when we're actually entertained or when we're actually entertained by the main roster, well, people thinking we've done drugs. And guess what? I smoke pot. But I digress. I'm coming to smoke. I mean, win your title.
See, there's a big difference between what you smoke and I think what most of the booking team's on, bro. They're on a lot harder shit.
That's true. I'm mellow with Rob Van Dam. These guys are like with like New Jack. I don't know, or some other crazy guy. No, they're on that Iron Sheik.
Well, you know Sheiky smokes crack.
Thank you very much.
Sheiky smokes that rock.
Thank you. That is Iron Sheik in a nutshell. Okay. So anyway, I gave it a B. What did you think of that match?
The one where one of the Usos got drop kicked in the nuts. It's absolutely a B- for me.
B-?
Yeah.
All right. Now, the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, you might have a grade lower than me. I graded it a C, and it might have been because I was feeling genuine towards Asuka, because it wasn't really Asuka. It was Sonya being a dumbass.
I mean, you're not wrong.
And that whole slip felt very Lady Enzo to me, if you get what I mean.
And it's not Sonya that was the issue, let's be honest.
It was Sonya and it was a combination of Sonya and Mandy.
It was purely Mandy. Mandy was the issue.
Sonya for actually listening to whoever told her that was a thing to leave that crappy setup going, and Mandy for being gullible enough to go along with it. Knocking herself silly long enough. The only good thing that salvaged that was that kick from Asuka, which, if you watch the replay, you could see the jaw jiggle. Once again, I encourage you to subscribe because you might get more insanity like this. Damn.
I apologize for that.
Now, see? Look, we put out some bangers today, folks.
We have.
Surprised if this channel doesn't grow to 250 by WrestleMania. In fact, that's our subscriber goal. 250 by WrestleMania. If we can hit 300, well, guess what? That's cool. And if we hit 1,000, well, maybe I can call Donna over to show you stuff. Not really. We'll get demonetized.
Yeah, not really.
You might as well hold on to that quote for that 70s show. There you go. Sheamus and Cesaro in an impromptu handicap match because we got to stick it to Kofi because we're going to make his ride to WrestleMania a living hell, right? We're going to make the road to WrestleMania for Kofi a living hell because now he's the chosen one of SmackDown. And I don't mind him being the chosen one of SmackDown. And yes, I know, I just realized I just put that in quotes, but yes, Kofi is Black Jesus.
Wait, here's the question.
I rated this an UGG. I couldn't even grade it.
Was he put in the world title match?
It was a troll.
So basically, he was put in, and Sheamus and Cesaro took him out.
No. He was told by Vince that he was going to be put in. Okay, follow me? So Kofi goes out there ready to compete. His buddies are ringside. Okay, that's respectable. We still think it's a title match, right? WWE Championship match is going on a little too early, but hey. And then silence is playing as silence goes as Kofi Kingston's out there awaiting his opponents. And the ring announcer stalls when he announces his opponent. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed that the WWE Championship Triple Threat match will take place later tonight, and that this match is a handicap match, and both opponents for Kofi Kingston will be in the ring at the same time, and his opponents are The Bar. So Kofi and the WWE Universe got trolled. So here comes The Bar. Ding, ding, ding. We get our handicap match, and they proceed to beat the living piss out of Kofi. Kofi, being Kofi, he fights. It doesn't last long because they're overpowering him because they're in the ring at the same time. And the New Day realizes Kofi's getting screwed out there. We better try to come help him. And all of a sudden, here come Rusev and Nakamura from behind him. There's your pre-show payoff. And attack Xavier Woods and Big E, thus allowing The Bar to put an end to Kofi after giving him a barrage of finishers and then a tag team finisher to top it all off. The New Day got beat down tonight, and, well, let's just say we do not want a League of Nations 2.0. Keep them as a tag team if you must, whatever, but do not put them together as a force. But watch, we get them four put together as a force. Only difference that this League of Nations would have is there's no Barrett or no Alberto. It's Shinsuke and Cesaro. I don't know. Either way, that's why I rated it an UGG, because I was just too frustrated to even give it a rating. But in essence, yes, this means we're probably going to get what we are wanting and clamoring for, and that is for Kofi Mania to run wild.
Not if once again rumor and innuendo and Uncle Dave are to be believed. Because Uncle Dave is reporting that the goal of WrestleMania is to establish Bryan as a super heel, and he will remain champion after Mania.
We need Kofi with that title. Kofi's got to win that, though. Oh, here we go again. I am watching the replay of Fastlane as we review the show, and I'm about to see Shane's flying kick again.
Kick him in the nuts.
Wait.
Kick him in the nuts.
I'll do it. Okay, there you go. There's my finger reenactment. Okay. Moving on to the Raw Tag Team titles. The match was actually pretty good. I gave it a B+. The Revival are still your tag team champions, but of course chaos ensued after the match again. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of chaos in this event. And Aleister Black and Ricochet, I believe, are the ones that end up standing tall.
Yep.
So they didn't need the pin in this match. So Bobby Roode and Chad Gable should definitely be out of the title picture now. And Ricochet and Aleister Black, they still look strong, so I guess, that's how you protect your guys. Now, here comes my first A-rated match of the night. Yes, there's an A. In fact, there's 2 A's. Wait, I gave this show 3 A's for 3 matches. What's going on? Exactly. You're going to think the same damn thing, folks. Samoa Joe defeated R-Truth, Rey Mysterio, and Andrade to retain the United States title, thus solidifying himself as champion. But the match was awesome. Great match. Great match.
Like I said, 2 to 3 matches that I cared about, and they were all back-to-back.
Now, the Women's Tag Team Championship, oh, man. There was a tornado of things that happened here. The match itself actually got a B for me. Sasha Banks and Bayley retained, but suffered a Samoan Slaughterhouse beatdown afterwards. Nia Jax and Tamina gotta play. So let AJ take it away and see if he can keep up with that. I'll be right back.
C plus. It was predictable. I knew that if they won, they were going to keep it going until Mania. See here. Then,
all right, AJ, you gave it a C plus. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's why I gave it a B. And it was also kind of sort of due to the tornado of things that happened afterwards. Okay, Beth Phoenix was actually pushed into punching Tamina, which led to Nia Jax jumping on it, and they started attacking her. Natalya came down to try and help out and ended up getting laid out. So the Samoan Slaughterhouse actually ironically stands tall. And I suppose this means we're going to get them versus Natalya and Beth Phoenix at WrestleMania. You would at least you would assume.
That's possible.
But, okay. That was okay. Any other thing you want to say on that match?
I think on that match, the predictability was.
We knew Sasha and Bayley were going to retain.
Which is why that match gets such a low ranking from me, is you had a chance, to do something and didn't. I'll be back.
My God. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to give my notes on this next match right here. And this is one of the matches of the night, besides the Fatal 4-Way. Daniel Bryan defeating Mustafa Ali and Kevin Owens. That's right. Mustafa Ali got his title shot. And Mustafa even said himself he wanted to earn his place back, but he got inserted by presumably Vince McMahon. And he turned the crowd from booing him to cheering him. So he actually won the crowd back over in the match, which is great. Everybody's performance in this match was awesome, on point. And then at the end of it, the ending saw Daniel Bryan hit the most godlike knee on a flying Mustafa Ali, turning him for a flip to get the 3. That was awesome. Super airborne. It was awesome. Bryan's knee has that knee tonight from Bryan with the way they did it was godlike. There you go. Bryan's new I'm gonna rename Bryan's high knee. I'm gonna rename it right here to the Eco God knee.
Okay.
There you go.
If we're being honest about this match, here's where the issue come in. You still needed the interference from Eric Rowan to make the match believable.
It happened, yes. Daniel Bryan also had the aspects of you don't belong here to Mustafa Ali. I mean, every character played their part, and they played it well tonight. That's what gave this match an A+ for me. This guy may be a little bit skeptical on this end.
Whereas, how I see it, if we're going to be blunt and honest about it, how many times do we have to do this? How many times do we have to put the WWE title in a situation where every time we put it on a heel, that heel just can't be a bad motherfucker and destroy people? That heel needs to have some giant backup, even when it's someone as, God help me for saying this, jacked as Jinder Mahal, who looked at the time that he was champion like he could legitimately beat the fuck out of you if he wanted to.
He needed 2 midget cronies.
Now Brian, who's a midget himself, needs a 7-foot tall redwood.
Not 7-foot tall redwood. Is that your nickname for Rowan?
Yes. I call him Redwood.
Colonel McSweaty Bollocks.
Colonel
Just
McSweaty.
turned on the McMiz.
Colonel McSweaty Bollocks. There's Redwood. There's.
You can think Cultaholic for that. Colonel McSweaty Bollocks.
Just like you can thank Cultaholics for Mrs. Sexy Gloves as well.
You also have Ronda James Cuspa Rousey.
Can we not talk about Ronda?
Oh, we're gonna have to because
we don't have to give her the attention she's craving. Because that's what she's doing. She's being an attention-starved toddler.
She took things into her own hands tonight. Now, I want you guys to take a rewind for me. Back to St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon in the steel cage. The debut of Paul White, or as we all know him as, The Big Show.
The Big Show.
Climbing through the ring like, whoa. Yeah, that's how he does it.
Slow.
He climbs through the ring singing this sing song. Whoa.
Well, he's a bit slow.
Well, here's what happened if you guys may not have remembered or just don't know. He actually pretty much helped Stone Cold win. And it might have been by accident or it might have been on purpose. It might have been purposely set up like that. Either way, here's exactly what we saw. He attacks Stone Cold, pretty much tosses him into the cage. The cage goes riding down, and boom, Stone Cold hits the floor. A bloody Vince is like, what the hell? And Stone Cold's like, I win. I'm going to WrestleMania. Okay, so with this match, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, I want you to now take away the cage, take away the blood, insert the 3 women here, bring Ronda Rousey out to do the little thingamajigger, right? And a simple knee drop later, and boom. Becky's laughing in the corner, and Charlotte's like, what the hell, man? Now, I won't blame you guys for being upset about it. But if you couldn't see the reflections of the past, then you should have had a V8.
I'm going to say what I said earlier.
I gave it a B- because I read between the lines.
I'm going to, and once again.
The match itself? No. But the throwback recall? Okay. Call me drunk, call me high, call me Rob Van Dam. That's what I think. And I will bring your title.
The match itself was great. It's the way it ended. Pissed me off.
Well, the match was kind of sort of one-sided for like a little bit. I mean, they were really playing up and trying to demand Becky Lynch. But Becky started making a comeback, and then Charlotte had her. Then came the point where Charlotte had her locked in the dreaded hold, and here comes Ronda Rousey and just boop, knee.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it one time. Ronda, ever since that video she posted, has been acted like a spoiled fucking toddler who's not getting her way, and I know she's probably not watching this. Those of you out here who have some sort of connection to her on Twitter, please shoot her this section of the video.
In fact, she owes me. She owes me something. Let her give me some money for this.
Because you're over here putting her over, and she needs to be buried.
I didn't put her over, but Either way, he can pay me. I'm talking about your product, and I'm actually being nice for once. So pay me.
Nice. That's not in my DNA, dude.
I know, right? That's why we clash so well.
Nice. That's not in my
You
DNA.
can be my brutal side, and I can be the farmer and the dove.
Quit doing that. I don't want to dance.
So, Elias is playing guitar throughout the night, right? And then he comes out for his next guitar segment, which ends up being a wacky, crazy setup, actually, to get AJ Styles and Randy Orton to WrestleMania. After he plays his guitar, talking about the main event on the last segment, he had a segment previously in the night after the tag title match, I believe. He played guitar. Elias then got trolled by Lacey Evans. Elias then got RKO'd by Randy Orton, which then led to Randy Orton getting a phenomenal forearm from AJ Styles. And bam, there's your build. They used Elias as a fold to build AJ Styles versus Orton, and I wasn't mad at that. In fact, it kind of made me laugh. I just want to see one more time another Randy Orton RKO where he's so impressed that he just does the woo and hits and clicks his feet. Boom, RKO, woo, yeah. I want to see that again. Do you have anything to say about that particular segment that happened after that match?
At least we've got an idea for what Styles is doing at Mania now.
Yeah, which we kind of sort of saw it on SmackDown, and I don't think I talked about it in our last video, but they actually had a dark match main event. But because of the crowd being so burned out, unfortunately, the arena was almost kind of empty. So hopefully WWE can learn from this. In the future, I'm not expecting them to learn from it like, oh, gee, I don't know, tomorrow. But and for those of you who talk about the ratings, I got to be real with you guys. There are multiple factors. And one of them, I'm telling you, is that cable is slowly starting to fizzle out. Look at all the streaming services we're getting. Hell, DirecTV, guess what, dude? You know how I watch Raw and SmackDown? I watch it on Direct Now, which is a streaming app from DirecTV. You pay $45 a month. Yeah, I guess you could count it as cable, but you're launching an app through the internet, watching it there on their networks. If WWE, they would not have to. I'm not saying take it off your networks, no, because networks are still paying, and somehow TV's probably still going to thrive. Regular television's probably still going to be around, and maybe even thrive at some points in some aspects. And I'm telling you this: want your viewership to climb up, you need to expand your platform. You got your own network, for goodness sakes, WWE. There's no problem with also, not just, but also streaming your Raw and SmackDown episodes on the network. Because some people might just have internet and not even have cable outreach. Or they might not care to watch you on cable, but they might care to watch you on your network. So, if you were to expand the platform of which your show can be viewed on, maybe, and I say that in an optimistic way, but maybe it might help grow the viewers back. And that's just being logical. I mean, we can all tell, because we live in a day and age where internet is pretty prominent. In fact, it's damn It's damn well mandatory, actually, for a household to have internet. If you ain't got internet, then, well, you better hope you have a phone with data, because that's the day and age we live in. We live in the era of internet. And we're young, and we're here. We're young enough to where we're probably going to see some other type of crazy era come in. SuperNet or something. I don't know, but that's what this is. It's the internet, and look, and people can make a living over internet. You got like e-commerce, all sorts of things. Look at me getting political on an episode of the Deadly Saints podcast. Jeez, what is wrong with me? Did we even get beer? I feel like I need beer.
You need beer and I need a cigarette.
All right. Well, I want to thank you viewers for joining in. So with that in mind,
We still got a couple more matches to go through, dude.
we only got one match to go, and that's the main event. Or as
Yeah.
I like to call it, the Shield's greatest hits. Play it, Maestro. Roman Reigns, the guy with the biggest specs. Roman Reigns, the guy who has lots of sex. Okay. No, but in all seriousness, man, it is actually really cool to see Roman again. I'm glad he overcame and got leukemia back into remission. And for those of you who are saying that it was fake, no, it was not. Vince isn't that nuclear. At least I hope not. And I guarantee you, no, it was a fact. And when you read upon the research, the time frame that Roman was out trying to put it back into remission, which he could have also been doing well beforehand, well, guess what? It was a susceptible time frame for him to be out. He got it in remission. He Superman punched that shit out of leukemia, kicked out at 2, won the match with a spear. Ooh-ah. Glad to see Roman Reigns is healthy. Roman Reigns, cool dude. And guess what? The Shield tonight being together against Corbin and his bacon stooges. Well, the match was actually very awesome. This match had your key elements in here, okay? And listen, following me, you had your chaos, you had your Shield bomb, you had your Hounds of Justice surrounding the ring, stalking the final prey, and leading up to that second Shield bomb to put away the match. And the match all around was actually great. Dare I say, even in defeat, this might be one of Corbin's greatest matches that he's been involved in. You see what happens when you put someone like Baron Corbin with people that can work? He actually can up his game to put on a quality match.
And in that situation, he's a lot like Kevin Nash. He works with what he's given. If Nash feels like you're just going to slack off and go half-ass it through the match, he's going to half-ass it with you. Whereas if Nash is facing somebody he knows he can put on a good match with, he's going to put on a good match with him. In that scenario, he's a lot like Kevin Nash. There are other ways he was like Kevin Nash, but we're not going to bring up the fact that he was a balding old bastard.
Also, Baron Corbin, put on your ring gear.
Damn it.
That is the one thing that is pissing me off about you now. Get rid of the suit vest. Hell, take the dress shirt off. Wrestle in those jeans. I don't care. Just look like you're wrestling in ring gear. Lee, how hard does it have to be? Why do we have to have somebody wrestling in corporate garb? It's gibberish. It's dumb, and it's not viable. Look at me going off like OTRS Central here. I'm about to bust a neck vein doing that shit. on Red Foreman. Anyway, the match got an A+ for me. And you can argue with it all you want, but that's my grade.
And bring in the hate, because I'm about to be honest. Again, the match did more than it had to do. What you really had to do was drag on with a basic match and let Reigns get the hot tag and send the fans home happy. You couldn't do that. You had to make it a thing that went all over the arena, even though the match was billed as a normal one-on-one match.
Normal 6-man tag.
That's what I mean, a normal 6-man tag.
Come on. You knew the referee was going to be loose with the rules.
You couldn't do things the right way. So, the match gets a C- from me.
Oh, wow. That is yikes. He should smoke some pot right now if that's the case. Jesus Lord. That is substantially low. Even lower than what I thought you were going to give it. I thought you might have dropped it to like a B- or a B or something. But down to a C? Lord.
C-.
All right. Well, I gave the Asuka match a C. What would you have given it? Or what was your grade for that? I don't know if you had a grade for that.
Didn't even give it a grade. I was that disgusted with it.
Okay, so dud.
Yep.
All right, your kickoff match.
Kickoff match, see that, because for once the kickoff match served a purpose. Give it a B.
All right, so we agreed on that. We agreed on the tag team championship match pretty much.
Both tag team championship matches.
Yes, both tag team championship matches. Both got B. I gave it a B. I think he gave the SmackDown Tag Championship a B-. I gave the Raw Tag Titles a B+.
I gave the Raw Tag Titles a B-.
I guess you could say I rated. Yeah. Bottom line is we're in the same letter there, though.
We're in the same letter on 3 of them: the kickoff, Raw, SmackDown tag, and within the same letter on Joe Almas Mysterio.
Yes. No, I rated the handicap match a dud pretty much because I was just but I can't complain because it did its job. But let's just hope that means it's actually going to do its job. Now, here's why I say Kofi Kingston can still retain or can still win the title at Mania if he does get his match. There's a Saudi Arabia show coming up, and Daniel Bryan is hell-bent on not going to Saudi Arabia. You know they're going to want to have a marquee match for WWE title there. Kofi Kingston, I'm sure, would probably go to Saudi Arabia. So, put the title on Kofi for a little bit, get through that Saudi Arabia show, come back, drop it back to Daniel Bryan, whatever you got to do if they want Daniel Bryan to be that, champion. And that's how I would do that if that's to be the case. But the United States title match we both gave an A. He gave it an A-, I believe. I gave it an A. Women's tag team title match, I gave it a B. I'm thinking he probably gave it a C.
Yeah.
I gave the WWE Championship match an A+. I believe you gave it
C+.
C+. See, we got. He's a little bit cynical over here, so.
Well, I mean, the problem is I've sat back and watched WWE for how long while you have been taking these 2 weeks off?
Oh, no, I've been watching WWE. I just haven't been talking about it.
And yet I've been sitting here taking everything they've done into consideration.
I actually came into tonight with a cooler head.
And half of the bullshit they did tonight doesn't make sense from a storyline perspective.
Right. Well, let's talk about one other thing too. The Mandy Rose and Sonya. There seems to be a potential Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville storyline fuming out of that disaster of a match. And whereas I was nice and gave it a C, I can't admit that it was a slippy match, and I'm not gonna. And it's not Asuka's fault.
No, it's not Asuka's fault. No.
So yeah. But yeah, that's one thing we didn't touch on that I will touch on. It seems like there could be a Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville story coming up. I don't know, but look, let me tell you this. Look at that. We got a women's tag team division, and already looks like we might have our first female tag team, dissolving. We don't need female tag teams dissolving. I don't think. Do we?
Nope,
No.
we don't.
No, but shoot, I think even Naomi and Carmella's kind of sort of even dissolved. They're just, but Mella's busy with Truth, and like Naomi's apparently kind of sort of enhancement talent right now. Jobber, maybe even. I don't know.
Naomi's busy doing glowy things.
Naomi's busy being a glower. And then of course the main event we really disagreed on. I think maybe with a little rest, your mind might change. Just a little.
I don't think so.
But overall, this gave me I think I might be able to give this show an A-. Right now, as it stands, the show got a B+. And that's because there was a couple of things that dragged it down. But overall, I was really happy with the show. Three mega match highlights for me that were all extremely high letter A's, 2 A+, and then like 1 A. Yes, 1 A and 2 A+ on my end. So, I mean, in all honesty, that could have potentially brought it up to A-. But because of those matches that were dragged down, it actually gave the show a B+ on my end. If you haven't watched Del X-Man's review, you can check his out as well after ours. He's probably not live anymore, so I'm sorry if I missed your review, dude, but hey, we're all taking care of business here. I know you'll understand. I'll check out your thoughts after we wrap up here. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare internet war.
I guess so.
I guess we gotta settle this in a grudge match on WWE 2K. Oh wait, crap, we don't have the same platform. But okay. The first person that corpses at Farmer in the Dell, okay, has to give in to the other person's grades. And if not, well, I'm going to foreshadow you. I'm going to forewarn you right now. I'm pulling the leader card. Pulling the fullest leader card. I already got him laughing. He's going to be nice. You know who else is nice? Scott Steiner. And Luigi Steiner needs to crack promo in CRW. And I'm not trying to post it myself.
I know.
You know, they say all men are created equal. And you look at me, and you look at Koopa, and you see that statement's not true. Oh, God. It does work. It does work with Luigi. Holy crap. We have a gold mine with the Mario Brothers. Hell yeah. Okay. So.
We do.
Prepare your fat asses. Farmer in the Dell. Farmer in the Dell. Hi, holiday, the farmer in
the Dell. Na, na, na. Farmer fucks his wife. Farmer fucks his wife. Farmer eats vagina cheese because he thinks it tastes nice.
What?
I've never. See, I made you corpse.
I didn't corpse. I just
You snorted, motherfucker.
that was a chuckle and a what?
You snorted.
Oh man. Well, I do also have some minor sinus issues. So I guess I should ask you right here. What would you think if I streamed a racing game on Twitch?
Like right now?
No, not right now, but theoretically, and probably. Well, I don't know. No, Dark Angel has to actually get up in a couple hours to go to work. But maybe some point today, or part of this week's streaming festivities.
Okay, because I'm trying to figure out what all I want to do for this week's streaming festivities for.
I've got to do 24 hours of Firestar at some point this month. I want to try and do it maybe Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday. Well, actually, the reason I say Wednesday or Thursday is because while wrestling is pretty much on every night of the week now, Wednesday and Thursday doesn't seem to have too much interference. I could pull off, if I go at a set time, I could, pull off a 24-hour stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that once we do this, we go in and do that. I'm not sure how I'm mapping it out yet. I'm trying to finish up some logos because I want to put WWE 2K into the Twitch stream. And I thought of an easy way out, but I'm almost certain you guys probably want to see variety and not just me do my career mode in one sitting. Or, excuse me, or do other 2K gaming things all in one sitting.
Yes, I will be back momentarily.
Alrighty. So basically, folks, leave your comments below after this video goes into post-production. If you haven't caught it here, be sure to catch it later on. Leave your comments down below. Would you like to see me stream a racing game? Now, the racing game in question, if it works, and I'm pretty certain it will, but my plan is to stream Jeremy McGrath off-road racing. And if the camera is working, then I might do it cam style. That way, it's kind of like having a driver cam, and then the racer in the car, and you know what I mean. We'll see if it doesn't work, then I tried. So basically, those are my thoughts. Would you guys like to see me stream Jeremy McGrath's off-road racing? Because I honestly figured I should stream that. I could probably, it'd be nice, it'd be chill. I could probably beat that within an hour or two, honestly as well. So now that we're back, I'll ask you now to as well because we're also streaming partners. So how would you,
boss, dude?
How would you feel about Jeremy McGrath's off-road racing?
Ooh, that could be interesting.
Now you know how I like to do things, especially because my camera tends to be a piece of crap. Being a fat bastard, as Scott Steiner would say, and apparently Luigi Steiner.
Fat asses.
Yeah. Because my camera is like that, I tend to do respect to the game, respect to the story, and just, have my voice on. And I showcase the entirety of the game. Now, would you like to see the Jeremy McGrath off-road racing? Would you like to, if it works, would you like to see it done with camera on, kind of like having, a driver cam to where you can see, me? Or would you like it without the camera, just the voice? Or would you like, I don't know, both, or you don't mind?
I think either way it'll work really well. So,
what I'm thinking is it would be a nice chill stream for everybody, the channel, and just kind of a cool way to relax and race. And I could probably honestly beat it in one sitting too. So there's definitely that. With that, let's talk about tonight, do we?
Nope.
We hit the gaming stuff in the last episode. I do have there's one thing that's keeping me from streaming the games I have planned for you guys, folks, and it is currently it's just kind of like a financial situation. I'm not able to currently grab them. I'm hoping I can grab them sooner or later, but that's basically the reason why I haven't been able to get them right now. So hopefully I can remedy that situation within, soon within this quarter. That's also part of the reason that I wasn't even able to get the 2K thing done in time with the towers. And I guess looking back on it, anyway.
Yeah.
And that's the last time I played 2K19. I tried the tower, didn't like it, and kind of went AWOL. But I will be back on 2K19 once I get the logos completed because creation mode and stuff. Other than that, we pretty much hit all the stuff that was coming up. I will say there is the Soul Calibur thing I have planned on doing. The event you can create characters on Soul Calibur 6, okay? So here's the thing that CRW does that no one else has done. And with the fact that I can stream the game on Twitch, it can be in good quality too. CRW Soul Calibur. It is a special CRW branded CPV that utilizes the Soul Calibur video game, but in wrestling storyline style. So, say I put my CRW championship on the line in a Soul Calibur match against an opponent on there from the CRW roster in Soul Calibur. And the winner of that match, well, is the champion. It's pretty entertaining, and the last time I did it, I did it in like a set of rules. Low card had like 2 rounds. Mid card had like 3. Then high card had 4 rounds. And the main event had 5. So like main event class matches had 5 rounds. And you can see that's how, we were able to kind of time the fights out to make them a little bit more spacious in time. If you guys didn't check out that CRW Soul Calibur CPV that I recorded way back in the day before I actually got a good phone, yes, the quality isn't that great, but I think the images still came out somewhat okay. If you guys didn't check that out, you can check that out to kind of get a taste of what exactly I did. And look forward to the better version once it comes to Twitch. It'll be CRW. Hopefully 2019. So with that in mind, I guess I can ask Corbin Hyde if he wants in on the festivities. Do you want a Soul Calibur fighter?
I'm gonna say this, and don't take it the wrong way, because I'm always in for shit that you pitch. Why are you suggesting some dumb shit like that? Why are you saying why are you asking me? You know the answer's yes.
Well, there you have it, folks. You got another confirmed superstar. All right. We got that. We got Devil May Cry 5. Mortal Kombat 11. I'm telling you, I will get my hands on Mortal Kombat 11 right on time. I'll be right on that story mode for you guys. I will not hesitate. There is an online beta that they got going on that I actually signed up for. I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know if they pick me or not. I'll actually have to check my email after all this. But I'll take a look at that and see if it works. And the beta releases on March 28th, I believe. So that's going to be cool. If I get that, if I can get that as well, shoot, I'll, stream it. But it's just a matter of me getting my hands on it. So for those of you who enjoyed my demo last week, awesome. Hopefully I get the game soon and I can actually play through the story mode on Twitch for you guys and get that uploaded soon. Got some other uploads planned in mind, and I guess I'm going to actually try to crack the whip down on my head and work on those. And with that being said, well, you're coming down for cold, dude.
I gotta be.
Yeah. So, in the spirit of resting thy voices, we're going to go ahead and sign off, folks, and say we hope you enjoyed this edition of the Deadly Saints podcast. I think we did some banger episodes today. And you know what? Could have been a little bit more cheerful tonight. But here's something to be happy about. Well, no, here's why I say this. No, here's why I say this. Don't flip me off. This is our episode. We are 25 episodes strong, folks, and still going. Season 1, I guess, will end at 30. I guess. Season 2 will kick off. So I might try to kind of sort of make it easy and make WrestleMania the big 3-0 if I can possibly do it. Which is actually kind of sort of possible if we do weekly episodes up to WrestleMania.
It'd be episode 29.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I'll have to sprinkle in like an episode in between.
Unless we wanted to do one specifically about unless we want to specifically do one about Raw after Mania.
Right. Gonna try to follow some more news as well. Because I know those are like the main games I've talked about quite a bit. But to be honest, those are the main games I've actually showcased a bunch of interest in. If there's any more gaming related news that is like coming or anything like that, any more game drops or anything like that, let me know, folks, so I can read about it. I know there's some Nintendo Switch stuff that has been dropped on. I don't own a Nintendo Switch, so I don't feel like I could, really talk about it. I would love to own a Nintendo Switch, but I feel like that's just not my ground to talk about because I don't own one. But I will say, I think, for 2 years in, I think it's gone pretty okay. Except for the WWE 2K18 Switch release. Ugh. Ouch. That, I think, there, folks, explained why WWE hasn't had any Nintendo games in years.
Yep.
Because whatever port they had just couldn't handle it. Now, here's what I stress. We'll never get it. But the one game that worked on Nintendo very, very well for WWE, and people are saying it's probably the best group of WWE games on Nintendo ever, the Day of Reckoning series. There was Day of Reckoning 1, Day of Reckoning 2 that was released on the GameCube. They worked very, very well. Why not for the Switch? Why can we not get a WWE Day of Reckoning 3? It would be current. It would be modern. You could take people from the 2K roster, sure. You could try to do what you want, but it would be Nintendo. It would be specifically Nintendo built.
Well, see, here's the problem. Because I believe me, I see where you're going with this. The issue is
basically they need to build it Nintendo specific. Even if it's a port, they just need to rebuild it Nintendo specific.
The issue with that is that the wonderful people at THQ made that game, and who knows where their code is whether the code to that game can still be found anywhere,
Well, that I do see your issue there, but WWE also more or less had a role in there. So WWE, chances are, could have that. And if there's no code there, then guess what? Have a complete overhaul. There's people out there that are smart enough to implement it. But that is just an opinion of mine. I will say if you try to port a 2K game over to the Switch again, just be careful. Be careful with how you do it. Because honestly, 2K18 was not ready when it was ported.
Nope.
Now, would I get it to check it out? Maybe if it was like $5. I mean, I could fawn away $5 and see what it's about on the Nintendo Switch, sure. But I mean, if it was a nightmare and you already had it on a better then by George, man, just play it on a better system. I played 2K19. I played 2K19 on a PC before I was able to get it on Xbox One. And guess what? The PC, it might have been just a PC, but it didn't run all that great. But ironically, I was able to actually win a match. And I actually created a rough draft of myself on the PC. So I don't know why I did that. I guess I was just trying to whittle away and waste time. But yeah. So I've had some experiences with it. And I plan on getting back into it once I get the logos done. But with that being said, folks, and that little bit of gaming stuff going on. Oh, also a bunch of Mario stuff. Mario always does a lot, and Donkey Kong is not too far behind, and even Yoshi. So yeah, there's just a lot going on, and of course, I'm sure there's a Call of Duty. I'm sure you got your average Call of Duty mark in there and whatnot, and I actually love Grand Theft Auto too. I've fallen back in love with the franchise, even though I haven't played story mode in a good minute. I'm actually gonna try to get back in to do that, so we can release that as well. But with that being said, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in. We had some great episodes. We had 2 great episodes today. Check them out if you haven't. Check out all the other previous content if you haven't already. Support the channel if you can. It helps us out. Helps us be able to bring more content to you guys however we're able to. Most importantly, it keeps us from starving, and it keeps the roof over our heads, and it keeps the power on, and all that good stuff. So we'll see
that wonderful little lovely shit that y'all need to hear that y'all do for us just by watching these, and we really do appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
As crazy as that sounds.
If you guys are able to, we humbly appreciate it. We're in a dog eat dog world here on YouTube. So let's get it all built up and rise up together, folks, because we are literally a channel working for the people. Because but we do not want to be held down, and we will fight so we're not held down anymore.
Honestly, bro, I wouldn't even compare it to a dog eat dog situation. I'd compare it to a website fucks over content creators situation. Saying
That too. I've been watching a lot of that Ty Lopez stuff. The other guy, there's another guy that pops up on there. They talk about that, e-commerce stuff, partnerships online with the Walmart stuff. And I'm telling you what, it's starting to make sense to me. I've always been one to, want to just do it on my own, say I've done it, but I'm starting to kind of lean towards maybe I should try this. I don't know. But I guess we'll see what comes. We'll see what comes, folks. Remember, subscriber goal, 250 by WrestleMania. If we get to 300, that'd be cool too. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and it's a long road, folks. But we're going to get there somehow, some way. You guys keep coming in, keep showing the love, and we'll keep showing the love right back to you. Until next time, folks, Firestar Heart, Corbin Hyde, right here, the Deadly
Amen.
Nation, and the Deadly Saints podcast on the leading Deadly Saints YouTube channel, Firestar Heart. We out, folks. Peace.